Maybe I'll sit down. Hey, could this be...
Oh, good, more money, because we didn't have enough of that. Oh, this could really come in handy. I'm assuming it only takes up one space. It's a vitamin bottle. But it heals for more than the old lunch.
I was hit with the fever the night that Mao and I had our fight. I remember bits and pieces of the dream that flooded my mind, but in the corner of every dream was the same image. It was the drawing that I had ripped to shreds. My legs in the drawing were cut off right at the ankle. In a sense, I was dancing legless. Soon the dream became reality. Though the fever subsided, my legs remained paralyzed. I couldn't walk, let alone dance, ever again. I spent weeks mourning in my room. Mal came again and again to check on me, but I refused to see him. Eventually, he stopped coming at all. After a short time, I went back to school bound to a wheelchair. My line of sight was so low to the ground, it felt like I'd reverted back to a little kid. Everything I saw looked different from before. The school buildings were like gray giants that threatened to crush me. My friends were kind to me, but it felt like they were all looking down on me and sneering. I rarely lifted my head anymore. Even when I ran into Mao at school, I didn't make eye contact with him. My sickness robbed me of everything. My dream of becoming a ballerina, my smile that people used to say brightened the room, even Mao. Even though I was stuck in that wheelchair, I attended school like everyone else. With my unyielding nature, I strived hard in my studies, ate my meals with gusto, and led in my student council duties. Finally, my old smile returned, and I found a new dream. I decided I'd aim to be a world-class sports photographer. Figuring that my wheelchair couldn't stop me from taking photos, my father had bought me a camera. Of all the things I lost with my sickness, there was only one thing I couldn't get back. After that day, Mao and I remained strangers. The anger and hurt I felt from him were long gone. And yet, there was less and less chance for conversation like before. I would often watch Mao tending to the flowers in the school garden from my perch at the window. After all this time, it was only now that I truly understood him. It's odd how rather than when we were close, it was by watching him from afar like this that I came to know him better. Plants are far more delicate than I used to think. If you're the least bit irresponsible and neglect their care even a little, they take a quick turn for the worse. And because they can't speak for themselves, you have to sit for hours to watch and read what they need. Do they have enough water? Good fertilizer? Any signs of sickness? Are they thriving? Mao was ever patient as he looked after his plants. If there was a sickly-looking sprout, he'd change its soil, set a splint for it, and even stay late into the night to watch over it. He'd crouch in front of the flowers that had been trampled on by thoughtless students and mull over them for hours. While the other students were lapping it up and having a good time, only Mao would have his ear tilted to the silent voices of the flowers that nobody cared to listen to.
And that's the end of that chapter. Okay. I want to make sure I have everything before I explore that forest. And if I remember correctly, this thing again. Come on, get up. Alright, now where was I? Oh, right. Three 303 first. This thing again. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Almost missed it that time. I'm not sure what the camera was doing there. Okay, open up. Alright, now it's time to pillage and plunder. If there is anything to... Oh, hey, here we go. Wait a minute. Was that thing taking up 4 slots in the T-shape again? Did I just pick up another slingshot? Oh, jeez. Go out the door and the first thing I see is a giant dog's ass. Ah. And this calls for Tetrising. Now I can move this up here. Move this here. Move this here. And that should do it. Now, I think these mystery items are taking up a lot of my inventory, so I'm gonna have to clear space real quick.
Am I starting to talk to myself? Is this?
Oh, a bow. Stronger than the slingshot, I'll give it that. And despite being much larger than the slingshot, somehow takes up the same amount of inventory space. Well, I'm just gonna store that for later. And just reorganize a little bit before I head out again. If I remember correctly, there's only one more room. Well, 1 or 2 that I still have to check out before I can go and explore what that voice is. This thing again. Oh good, it only takes up 2 spaces. Now this is different from the other ones. Quite frankly, I'm surprised that no enemies have spawned in here. I mean, this is a nice large open space with another red drink. And dead body, dead body, dead body, dead body, no dead body. I wish I could do something with the saves. I mean, you'd naturally figure you could find something in there. And what might this be? I don't know, but it better be good. Stop turning around. And I'm just gonna run past you and go straight to the fire. And let's see what we got.
Maybe I'll sit down. Wow, very cool.
Tuna? Oh! Tuna's awesome! Now what else do I... story time.
The day of the recital at the ballet school I attended, despite my insistence that he come, Mao didn't show up. While on stage, my eyes were fixated on the audience, and being so distracted, my feet tripped up my classmates and made a mess of the performance. I went home completely dejected, only to find Mao waiting in front of my house. "Mao, why didn't you come today?" I demanded as I ran up the steps to him. Mao replied with, "Well, you know." What was that supposed to mean? More importantly, look at this. Mao showed me the inside of the white plastic bag he was holding. What was supposed to be more important?
They're called moonlight mushrooms. They light up at night. And if I can figure out what causes that and blend it with the genes of the bellflower...
Mao's dirt-smeared cheeks were flushed with excitement. It angered me like nothing ever before. Mao had ditched my recital to go hunting for mushrooms in the ravine instead. I swung my hand up and knocked the bag from Mao's grasp. Dirt flew from the bag, and a rain of mushrooms fell to the ground. Mao looked at them with the saddest expression on his face. Imagine that. Mao was more worried about some mushrooms than about me. He could marry them for all I cared. "You look like an idiot obsessing over some pathetic mushrooms. I'm just a waste of your precious time, aren't I? Unlike me, your plants don't tell you to come to recitals. They won't make fun of you or tell you to do your homework. You only need to look after them when you want to. You only turn to your plants because you're no good with people. You may have a dream for your future, but don't step all over mine." I know. I was taking out my frustrations from my poor performance on Mao. My own dreams weren't going as well, so I was looking down on Mao's. It was a lowly thing to do. But I didn't want to apologize. I left Mao standing there as I ran inside and locked myself in my room. I had hung up my drawing where everybody could see it on my wall. The one of me as an adult, dancing in the field of lantern blossoms. That drawing of Mao's and my dreams coming to reality was a treasure to me. When I tried to peel it off the wall, the picture tore. For a moment, I felt extreme remorse, but I refused to give in. Took the torn drawing and ripped it to shreds before dumping it in the garbage.
Next time on Seventh Heaven, will Akane be able to forgive Mao? Alright, now what... Is there anywhere else I can go before I go and check out that voice? I don't think there is, but I want to be absolutely sure after I get rid of this thing. That is so exploitable. Okay, can't use the elevators. Then again, I guess that makes sense. Now, is there anyone else on the map that I haven't looked at yet? Doesn't look like it. It bothers me how on the map you can't see where exactly you are. It's just a minor thing. I know I'm on the 3rd floor, facing the elevators, going toward the exit for the roof, but this is for like a smaller place. In a larger place, it can get a little more confusing. Wait, is this the... Wait, that's the door to the roof.
This is no place for a kid like
Wait.
you.
Okay, I got it.
It just gets worse from here. Turn around and go home.
Do you ever stop talking?
Please, don't go any further. It's really dangerous.
Who is that? Where are you?
You've been everywhere else, Seto. Where do you think? Let's see, is there anything in these hall... What is that? Okay, that's odd. I kind of want to stare at it while playing Chariots of Fire, but I'm going to move on. And just a mountain pass here. Okay, time to quit stalling and go through the doors.